This is the 10th treaty controlling the use of weapons of mass destruction since 1963, and in many ways it's one of the most promising. Treaties like this are a dire necessity after the race in the latter part of the 20th century to develop more and more efficient and more deadly weapons, which ultimately would have destroyed the human race. The arms race embarked upon by the USSR, as it was then, and by the United States, led to a simple choice between mutually assured destruction, MAD as it was known then, or the elimination of the weapons and the banning of nuclear tests. So we're glad to see this legislation. As of April 2006, 176 countries had signed the treaty, but only 132 had ratified it fully. So there's 44 countries left that still have to ratify. And we've now reached a point where even the USA, along with Iran, have signed the treaty, although not yet ratified it. India, Pakistan and Israel haven't even signed it, and North Korea withdrew from the process altogether. So there's a bit of an impasse at the moment with some of these countries. Many countries don't want to be pressed by America, who up until this point is probably the most experienced tester of nuclear weapons, and as we know, the only country that has actually used them to kill people on 2 separate occasions in the last century. It's possible that if America was to ratify the treaty and make a national law similar to what we're proposing here, that could help to encourage some of the other countries such as Israel and India and Pakistan to do the same, and perhaps even Iran. Senator Boyle referred to Mordechai Vanuatu and the work he did in Israel to exposing their own program. It was worrying to read recent reports that potentially of nuclear strikes between Israel and Iran. So it's clearly something that is of concern. And intermittently, every few years, we continue to hear about the potential for war between India and Pakistan. So I think we're all very aware of the dangers in these regions. So by expanding the ratification of the bill to these countries, I think it would make the world a safer place. The bill also sets up a monitoring commission to be based in Vienna, which will manage monitoring of any tests that may take place. Now, of course, we're not a member of the nuclear club ourselves, so we've got nothing to gain or lose on this island from signing the treaty. However, being the close neighbour of a nuclear power, it does ensure the world that we will not assist our neighbours in testing such weapons in any way. Since the first tests were carried out in 1945, there have been over 2,000 tests worldwide since then. The United States have been responsible for over half of those tests, and among the other tests recorded, the USSR have completed 715 tests, while China has completed 45. As I mentioned earlier, India and Pakistan have been head-to-head when it comes to showing their teeth, and each of those has tested 6 times each. And nuclear testing has also commenced in North Korea in the last couple of years. So this treaty is a fine example of what we can achieve by working together to avoid nuclear conflict. Multilateral engagement is always preferable to confrontation, especially with something as deadly as nuclear weapons are involved. So I think we're setting an excellent symbolic example to the world by taking the Comprehensive Ban Treaty so seriously, and we can only hope certain other countries take notice of this and follow our lead.